This book uses the word ad-dunya. You know what ad-dunya means? This world. This book uses the word this world 115 times. 115 times. What word is used? Ad-dunya. Did anybody know that back then? They had no idea. This book also uses al-akhirah. This life, ad-dunya, al-akhirah, the next life. It uses it 115 times. This book uses the word angels 88 times. Malaika, 88 times. It uses the word devils, shayateen, 88 times. The word life occurs 145 times in the entire Quran. Al-hayat, life. You want to take a guess what else comes in the Quran 145 times? Death. Death, the word death occurs in the Quran 145 times. The word good deeds. Good deeds are mentioned 167 times. As-salihat and as-sayyi'at, bad deeds, 167 times. The word disbelief is mentioned 17 times. Belief is mentioned 17 times. Iblis is mentioned by name 11 times. Seeking refuge from Iblis is mentioned 11 times. They said, the phrase they said occurs 332 times. And the Quran says, say 332 times. How is it possible that in like 23 years of revelation, he uses the word month only 12 times? Yeah. Days actually only used 365 times. There's just a few. Just word counts. Is that humanly possible? Just think about that. Is that humanly possible? Somebody speaks for 23 years, doesn't write any of it down, and these words seem to line up perfectly. The Quran mentions Jesus 25 times. The Quran mentions Isa alayhi salam 25 times. The Quran mentions Adam 25 times. Over the course of 23 years and the 600 pages of revelation that we have, the example of Jesus as far as God's concerned is just like the example of Adam. Isn't that what he said? The example of Isa is just like the example of Adam. The two prophets that have been mentioned the same number of times, 25 each, are who? Isa and Adam. And now what's even crazier is this is in the third surah. This is in the third surah. How many times did I say it's been mentioned? 25 times. If you go before this surah, before the third surah, before Ali Imran, you have Fatiha, and then you have Baqarah, and then you have some parts of Ali Imran, and you have this ayah. Up until this point, Isa has been mentioned 6 times. This is the 7th time. This is the 7th time that his name has come up. And if you go from the beginning up until this point, this is also the 7th time Adam is mentioned. And if you go from here to the rest of the Quran, both of them are going to be mentioned 18 times each. The example of Isa, as far as Allah is concerned, no doubt, is just like the example of Adam.